in our continuing coverage assessing the impact to business and investments of alleged corruption in government, we speak next with Ronilo Balbieran, economist at the University of Asia and the Pacific. Good seeing you again, Ronnie. Welcome back to the program.
Yes, ma'am.
Pretty critical time in the week as well. How's it gone on so far with what you're seeing and what you've heard from Congressman Terry Ridon?
Well, what I can say is that as long as there are new, credible information, names that the public is seeing, then we can see that at least the animal spirit is there. So it's very important in analyzing the economy. Animal spirit is defined as the optimism and confidence of consumers, families, and businesses to continue what they're doing, and that is spending. And so we don't want to affect that. So as long as people are seeing that the government is doing something about it, these investigations are, not really just a play. So then we can see that the families, which is 76% of our economy, can continue maximizing the low inflation environment that we have, especially the harvest is ongoing. So we will have this low price of rice, etc., etc. So our families can continue with that spending, contributing for the substantial part of the growth of our economy. And then second is the businesses. Our businesses continuing with their investment program, and so far they are continuing.
Speaking of those animal spirits, I know that you've been in consultations with partners in the private sector. I mean, exactly what are they saying? Are they more concerned or optimistic, as you say? I mean, which part of the animal spirits are they in right now at the stage of the investigation?
The sense that I'm getting from there is that, for example, that's the private construction, the ones that the malls, the power plants, the offshore windmills, etc. All these construction projects are not delayed or are not being paused. So therefore, I think on the private construction side, the one that will be used by the businesses are not being delayed or not being paused. So therefore, we think that this particular happening right now will not substantially affect our business environment, except that if towards the end of this particular journey, we do not see a very credible findings, and then people who were involved in that particular corruption cases will not go to jail. No? But if we think that something will be done, drastic measures, drastic changes in our policies will be implemented, and so therefore we can see that our economy can sustain its fast momentum of growth.
Much of the dependencies in the projects really relies, in a big part, on the loans we get from the official development assistances we get from overseas. And I spoke with economist Jack Crisostomo. She's based in Washington, D.C., and she told me, and I asked, what impact would the loans from multilateral institutions have on the ongoing loans that we're having and also disbursing in the Philippines? This is what she had to say. Let's listen to her.
I'm speaking independently, but based on my experience, whenever there are high-profile corruption or procurement integrity issues for existing projects, it will trigger tighter fiduciary controls. There would be very close prior review and supervision, and for existing projects, there could be a possible slowing of disbursement. So most of the multilaterals would definitely readjust their risk assessment.
So could it cost us future loans from multilateral institutions?
Well, it depends. It depends on how the government can demonstrate how they are dealing with these locally funded projects. Remember, these corruption cases are contained in the locally funded, the GAA funded. Now, the foreign funded, the foreign funded projects have been generally shielded from these corruption accusations. So I think we're okay so far in that regard. It's just that all the multilateral agencies are making sure that these particular activities do not overflow. And,
right, but it's really a perception issue,
yes,
isn't
yes.
it? I mean, even if it's locally funded, I mean, if they get that impression from way overseas, then that's pretty bad.
Yes,
and could have an impact perhaps in credit ratings. I mean, how far do we go down Down that rabbit hole.
So far, I'm hoping, I'm praying it will not affect. So far, I think with the testimonies, with the pasabogs, etc. So the Laglagan festivals. So far, I think this will influence our multilateral agencies. That where the government is doing its best, and that the president has quickly issued the executive order for the independent body, and so it will really depend on how fast we can do something about it, how fast we can discover the people who are really behind it, and how fast we will impose these penalties on these people.
What role then will the Banco Central have? I mean, it seems to be the last sort of a last stretch of a lever in cutting rates. Do you think that they might be compelled, that the governor might be compelled to cut more as an insurance policy with what's going on and the impact it could have on the economy?
Yes, so of course, we were still hoping for another 25 basis point cut. This will greatly help, for example, the business environment, which is now trying to think again in terms of whether they will be bullish for 2026. So an October rate cut will be very, very helpful in terms of reassessing our investment activities, programming for 2026. And that will, put weight in relation to are we in a better shape on 2026? And as we navigate the results of these investigations, the results of the investigations versus the rate cut, that will greatly, figure in terms of our animal spirit for 2026.
What does that mean then for your GDP forecast? I know that the last interview we had, you were at 5.6, but
Yes.
what is it now at the
So
UANP?
I think it's really at 5.5 and even be lower, but I hope that these investigations will be very quick so that we can be at 5.5. It's still very high.
So you've
This is
already
where-
cut back then?
Yes, so from 6 to 5.5, because our 6, the hope of our 6% the GDP growth for 2025 was based on a 50 basis point cut, but it was not implemented. So now we're putting it down to 5.5, but still, this is one of the fastest in Southeast Asia.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that context,
Yes,
Ronnie.
ma'am.
Appreciate the insights as always. Ronnie Balbieran at the University of Asia and the Pacific.